I swear, Infinity Ward and Treyarch just do not know what they want to do with themselves. So, I have been hearing rumors of this recently, and it seems like Call of Duty, Infinity Ward, Treyarch have been wanting to do open world RPG type gaming. Now, you might say, Revos, you're crazy, but check this out. Um, Call of Duty Blackout 3 leaks shows scrapped open world campaign. A new Call of Duty Blackout 3 leak showed a scrapped open world campaign with maps, models, modes that players missed out on. A series of images recently released have revealed a look at scrapped open world version of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 campaign, giving players a look at what might have been. Industry insider Jason Schreier hinted several years ago that the game was supposed to have an open world campaign. The rumors disappeared with time. This has now been vindicated with many of the game's scrapped features clearly on display. The game the Call of Duty campaign was known to be extremely linear, usually following mission by mission format. The series has been rarely deviated from. Now, this is I'm not going to read the whole thing, but they did say that this mode was supposed to have a day and night cycle, supposed to be open world, and it was supposed to be very ambitious. And the person who leaked this had to close out their Reddit account. Maybe they've had to, they were still under non-disclosure, or whatever the case may be. This sounds crazy, but it's been out since June of this year that Call of Duty is working on an open world RPG. Studio Infinity Ward seems to be working on an open world RPG. This was as of June 13th, 2022. Now, this is a weird thought. What if they've been beta testing us or beta testing people with the raid and the co-op missions and DMZ? This sounds insane, but think about it. When you do the co-op missions, you're forced into classes, right? You have assault, you have medic, and you basically have sniper, recon, and I believe. And you can't choose your own. You have to go into one of these three classes, kind of like a Destiny type vibe, or any other game where there's tend to be of these open world traveling games where there tend to be three people. How many people do you need for the raid? Three people. And again, you really can't truly change your loadout. Again, it's classes. Now, we've been saying that their content's been stale for a while. And it's very obvious they're focusing definitely on the battle royal front more so than they're focusing on the multiplayer. And people feel like the raid and this stuff is tacked on. But I'm I think it might work. See, I was a person who played the division. I liked the division, but this now makes sense. And I couldn't get in the division. The powers didn't seem strong enough. The abilities, and maybe I think the covering system and just how spongy the enemies gotten. I am an RPG person, but they were way too spongy. But this would make sense, even though DMZ is a hard copy of their Warzone map. Mazra. This would make sense of the DMZ and the ad missions and the PvP, PvE type element and raids. The thing is, if they were really ambitious with it, they may be able to pull it off. I wanted to do the raids. So you can't pug them. You gotta have 3 people going in. I wanted to beat the solo the co-op missions, but a lot of the people that I know were like, "There's no point to doing them," so they don't want to do them. And that's the thing. You have to be ambitious with your design, but you also gotta have people who can make content rewarding for doing it. Not just saying, "Hey, here's a new mode, go do it." Oh, and here goes another one. How about we can bring our guns that we've customized and grinded and camo grinded and did all this stuff into there. What's the point of me doing all this stuff for my gun only for when we do your modes, you hard lock us into these classes and we can't choose the guns that we want going in. I understand if you want to lock some of the perks off. I'm fine with that. But let us choose our guns, or let us choose, like I said this, let us choose, lock certain guns into certain classes. Sniper rifles, battle rifles, I guess recon. Medic, maybe like the SMGs, right? Pistols and shotguns, assault rifles and SMGs. Like, you can split that up. But let us have our own weapons. Let us bring our stuff in. And that would be a critique for, the multiplayer missions and the raid, which the only thing you get is a very bad blueprint. But I think this brings up an issue. Is people feeling that Treyarch and Infinity Ward are out of content? Are they truly out of content? And they're just getting ahead of the curve, trying to slowly nudge their base in these directions? Because you have some hardcore gamers, or hardcore COD people. They're not trying to hear open world. And if you're trying to make DMZ a replacement for regular multiplayer, you're gonna need to really fix that up. Right now, the AI in that is still very strong. You need some work to do, and they've shown in the past they cannot do that. So I'm not sure. I'm hopeful, and don't give me hope. I'm hopeful that they can maybe pull this off. I'm surprised that they would even think about this. I'm open for it. I remember me and my friend, we was at, ironically, I think Modern Warfare 2 is when they first had was it Modern Warfare? Where they first had the the co-op missions. And when you first get introduced to the Juggernaut, which they stuffed in almost every mission in that thing, by the way. So I would be interested in this. The presentation, the rewards have to be there. Even back then, from what I'm talking about, there was no real rewards for doing it. I think you got an Xbox achievement. I had an Xbox 360 at the time. Make it rewarding. Put your heart and soul in it, because you're bleeding out people. We'll talk about that later. You're bleeding out bad. You need something to save this. Well, I can't even say that because you made $1 billion off this game. But I promise you, if you don't put your best foot forward, if you really are making a open world RPG game, it will burn if it's this bad with how you're dropping the ball with multiplayer. Your Warzone is suffering. Right now, you are currently crashing in players, still free falling. I don't know what you can do to fix that. You may not even be trying to fix that until, as we know, February. But I am interested in this. Are you? Let me know in the comments down below. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And this is Revos. And I'm